Space games are about to get crowded again, and this time it's not just one massive sci-fi RPG carrying the whole genre. We're getting alien horror, Mars strategy, survival fleets, extraction shooters, factory building in orbit, and space sims that look genuinely dangerous for anyone with free time. Welcome back to Magic Game World. Today, we're checking out 15 upcoming space games that should be on your radar. Let's start with one that looks peaceful at first, until you realize it might quietly steal your entire weekend. SpaceCraft is set to hit early access on May 20, and this one is all about building a life among the stars. You'll explore a huge galaxy, land on planets, mine resources, craft gear, build ships, automate bases, and connect everything through interplanetary logistics. So this isn't just a fly around and shoot lasers kind of space game. It's more like building your own corner of the galaxy piece by piece. You start with a few basic resources, and before you know it, you're running supply chains between planets like a sleep-deprived space manager. If you like exploration, automation, base building, and long-term progression, SpaceCraft could be one of those games that turns "I'll play for 1 hour" into "Why is the sun coming up?" And from building your dream operation in space, we go straight to a colony where everything has gone horribly wrong. Alien Deathstorm is currently targeting 2027, and it's a first-person action horror game from Rebellion. The setup is simple in the best way. An off-world colony has been wrecked by a massive storm, alien creatures are everywhere, and you're stuck trying to survive the nightmare. What makes this one interesting is that it doesn't look like pure hide-and-seek horror. You can fight back. You still need to be careful, but you're not completely helpless. It has that heavy, dangerous, old-school sci-fi feeling where every hallway looks like it was built by people who absolutely ignored safety rules. If you like alien horror, ruined colonies, and sci-fi settings where humanity clearly should have stayed home, keep an eye on this one. Now, if you want space combat with more going on than just pretty explosions, Remnant Protocol is currently expected around mid-2026. This one blends space dogfighting with strategy, so you're not just jumping into random battles and calling it a day. You're part of a bigger war, making decisions, managing pressure, and trying to keep your side alive. That larger strategic layer gives it extra weight. Every fight feels like it should matter beyond the mission itself. So if you enjoy space combat with a connected campaign, Remnant Protocol is worth watching. Next, we're heading to Mars, because apparently even the red planet can't escape corporate drama. Mars Tactics was originally aiming for a May early access launch, but the developer has pushed it to later in 2026. This is a turn-based tactical strategy game about conflict on Mars, with workers, corporations, territory control, and battlefield decisions all playing a major role. Mars doesn't just feel like a red background, it feels harsh, political, and uncomfortable, exactly what you want from grounded sci-fi strategy. If you like tactical games where positioning matters and one bad move can ruin your entire plan, keep this one on the list. From Mars, we move into one of the bigger sci-fi RPGs people are watching right now. The Expanse Osiris Reborn is currently expected in spring 2027. This is a third-person action RPG set in the Expanse universe, with crew choices, space politics, combat, and grounded hard sci-fi. You play as a Pinkwater security mercenary dragged into a much bigger conspiracy, and in sci-fi RPG language, that usually means your normal job has become a galaxy-sized problem. If you've been waiting for a cinematic space RPG with crew drama and dangerous politics, this could be one of the big ones in 2027. Before we jump into another giant RPG, let's slow down and look at a space sim that's already out in early access. Solar Expanse, Space Exploration Manager, launched on April 9th, and it's all about scanning planets, mining asteroids, building infrastructure, colonizing worlds, and terraforming. You're thinking like an explorer, manager, and corporate empire builder. If turning the solar system into one giant logistics project sounds exciting instead of exhausting, this game is probably aimed directly at you. And speaking of big sci-fi ambition, Exodus is lined up for early 2027. This is a single-player action-adventure RPG built around humanity's survival in a far future universe. The big idea is time dilation. Your choices can affect people and civilizations across huge stretches of time, giving the story a heavy emotional angle. This sounds like the kind of RPG where your decisions might come back years, decades, or even generations later. That's a huge promise, but if it lands, Exodus could be a major sci-fi RPG moment. Now let's replace that grand RPG ambition with paranoia, panic, and an alien that can copy people. Directive 8020 arrives May 12th, and it's Supermassive's deep space horror game. The story takes place aboard the colony ship Cassiopeia after it crash lands on Tau Ceti F. The crew is stranded, something alien is on board, and the worst part is that this creature can imitate people. So the question becomes, who can you trust? If you enjoy cinematic horror, branching choices, and sci-fi stories where trust is a terrible idea, keep this one on your radar. Next, we're moving from horror to extraction chaos. EVE Vanguard is expected later in 2026, bringing a sci-fi extraction shooter into the world of EVE Online. You drop onto dangerous planets, fight enemies, grab resources, upgrade gear, and try to extract alive. But the real hook is its connection to the massive EVE sandbox. Somewhere out there, an EVE player is already building a spreadsheet for this game. Now, for players who want their space combat slower, heavier, and more tactical, In the Black arrives May 5th. This is a hardcore space combat sim focused on team-based ship battles, realistic movement, and tactical coordination. Ship roles matter, positioning matters, and if you treat it like an arcade dogfight, space will humble you quickly. From tactical combat, we move into full survival strategy. Fragile Existence is expected in 2026, and the premise is brutal. Earth is nearly wiped out, and you're leading humanity's last fleet while an unknown enemy hunts you. This mixes RTS, survival strategy, grand strategy, and fleet command into one goal: keep humanity alive. Expect painful decisions and big stakes. That desperate fleet energy leads perfectly into Battlestar Galactica: Scattered Hopes, launching May 11th. You manage survivors after the fall of the 12 colonies, handle crises, survive Cylon attacks, and try to keep the fleet moving. It's a survival fleet management roguelite, which fits Battlestar Galactica perfectly. Now let's build something instead of watching civilization collapse. Starminer launches into early access on May 27th. You design an interstellar mining fleet, gather resources, sell minerals, and defend your operation when aliens notice your greed. It has that dangerous sandbox feeling where a small mining setup turns into a massive resource network. From mining operations, we move into a darker multiplayer future with Star Wrath, planned for 2026. This is a free-to-play multiplayer extraction action game where you design ships, fight players and enemies, gather loot, and extract safely. The setting? A devastated solar system and the ruins of Earth. Finally, we get something smaller, lonelier, and more personal. Yuri's Resolve is targeting June 2026, and it's a single-player, factory-building survival game set in Mars orbit. You're the only survivor, salvaging wreckage, mining Phobos, and building production systems from inside your cockpit. Instead of watching a factory from above, you're stuck inside the problem, trying to build your way out. And that's the list. Those are 15 space games to watch across 2026 and 2027. Some are horror games, some are RPGs, some are hardcore space sims, some are strategy games where humanity is always one bad decision away from disappearing forever. So yeah, space is looking busy, dangerous, and pretty amazing. Which one are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe to Magic Game World, and I'll see you in the next one.